spiritual knowledge is all about. It's knowing that we are consciousness and we are one with this consciousness. Of course, it's very nice to say these pretty words, but to actually live it is another thing. You know, if you're really one in the consciousness, then there's no time to be angry with anyone, and there's no time to feel fear, and there's no time for all that nonsense. But because we're humans, it is really, really difficult to live the teachings, You know, this is why spiritual people get so confused. They may have all the knowledge, and they go, I know it, because this is what I hear all the time. So if you know it, why aren't you peaceful? Do you see? If you know it, no matter what happens, good or bad, and bad will happen to our lives, right? Good or bad, if you really know it, you will accept life immediately. And literally, each moment is new for you. You will not fall apart the moment things go wrong. Yes, you might struggle with it for a day or two. But the fact that you can take hold of your mind and say, do you know this is all temporary? It's all temporary. I am eternal. This is the premise of spiritual learning. We are eternal and going through a short space in eternity in this life, a short space in eternity. All the different traditions of religions teach us this. If you look at American native traditions, they talk about nature. Nature's there way longer than we've been. There's some trees here in Marbella that have known thousands of years before you stepped on the land. Isn't it true? This land has been here. So everything in life is an experience. It's just an experience. See, the problem with us, we take it too seriously. And this is the spiritual knowledge. Know who you are. So today's subject is keep consistent, keep strong, and what was the last one? Keep patient. And be patient. And be patient. Yes. And this is, you see, like I said earlier on, you can have the knowledge, but if you're not consistent with the practice and the knowledge, you have to use both side by side, you cannot achieve that state of peace. So the first thing, keep consistent. Okay, all the studies tell us the first thing we must do in order to experience that we are soul and spirit. The first thing you must do is spend some time in silence. In silence. To spend some time with yourself. To spend some time with nature. All teachings teach us that, right? So what do? We know the teachings. We maybe meditate 15 minutes, one day, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 2 months, maybe 2 years, and then suddenly we stop. So consistent is really important on this road of spirituality. You will see when you are with people who have worked on themselves consistently, they have peace because it's consistent. You know, the problem with a human being, all of us, we have this thing, we're fickle. You know, we will try one path. We'll try it. And somebody else will come along. Oh, you know, I found a better teacher, and I found this, and I found a better one. Yeah, try it. And then you'll try it. And somebody else will come. I know a better way. Really? But this way seemed to work for me. No. There's another way. And then we go. And there's another course, and another course, and another course, and another course, until you've got so much doing and no being. There's no being. The whole reason for taking the courses or learning is so that you can integrate it into you. You can integrate it. So I don't have anything against courses. But it's not about how smart you are. It's about how peaceful you are. It's not about, being famous. It's about living a beautiful life. It's about just living a beautiful life in the simple world you're in. Anyway, lots of famous people have such troubled minds. And I wish sometimes when I see all these people commit suicide or, drug themselves crazy or smoke like crazy, and drink like crazy, because they can't handle what's happening to them. They got so involved in the material world. I feel like just going to them and say, wow, you've lost the plot. You have it all. You have it all. The gods have been so kind. Nature's been so kind, gave you all. But you got so carried away with maintaining your fame and your popularity that you've forgotten who you are. If you could have all that and be who you are, wow, what could you do for the world with your fame? You can do a lot. I mean, look, Lady Diana, wow, she did a lot for our world, didn't she? She made a difference because she had the name and she had the fame. She suffered, and because she suffered, she cared so much to make other lives better. So if you have the name and the fame and the money, use it and share it, because nothing, you can take nothing with you. Please remember this again and again. And this is the practice of non-attachment, all right? It is really very important, because the moment you feel you're getting so attached to something that you can't let it go, that's when you start suffering. So the practice has to be consistent. And you have to stick to one thing. My master gave this example. He said, if you have 7 taps open in your home, let's say 7 people taking a shower, what kind of force will you get in each shower? Very little water, right? But if you close 6 taps and have 1, what kind of force will you have? It will be much stronger. So when in the beginning, go shopping for knowledge. It's really good. But say to yourself, I'm going to do this for 3 or 4 years. And of course, whatever you need, once you say that, will be provided to you, all right? I can guarantee once you are so strong and consistent in your path, whatever you need will be given to you. Why? You all know the law of attraction. If you really want it, and it works with the spiritual laws, you will be given everything you need to do this. And that's how it works when you are ready. You see, when you are firmly consistent, you practice something you learn, 3 or 4 years, keep going, get really good at it. And then when the time comes, the universe thinks you need more. They will provide you. They'll give you the exact cause. And how do you know that when that will happen? Because it will be something that comes from within. I really want to do this. It's a feeling of, you see it and you go, I need to learn this. This is going to be useful for my life and for my students. This is going to help people become better, become happier. And that's how it comes from within. It's a joyful feeling. And that's how it works. That is really how it works. You know, when you live in this life of spirit, so much is given to you. You may suffer, but you see the reason for the suffering. It makes you stronger. It makes you stronger. This is why knowledge is so important. If you have the spiritual knowledge, when you suffer, you have the strength to do the practice. But you need to believe in the practice. And how do you believe in the practice? Is only by doing it. Because if once it works for you, my goodness, there's no stopping. That's why most people, you'll hear, I went on the spiritual path. I don't know if it's really for me. It's really for me. And they get a little doubtful and they get confused. And then they go, but I can't go back. I can't go back. Because their soul knows they have to go forward. But going through these blips is human. You see, it is normal. When the mind has been based on material objects for so long. They're what makes you happy. You turn on the television, advertising. If you don't have this, you can't be happy. So for so long, we've been brainwashed that things or people can make us happy, other people. But of course, very quickly in this generation, very quickly, many people are learning, I may have everything, but I am not happy. I am not happy. So where have I gone wrong? All my life I was told this, and I've achieved it, but I have no joy. And that's when your spirit awakens. And that's when you see the real truth. The truth is, I don't really belong here for a long period of time. The truth is we're all on loan. This body is on loan. And you have to keep reminding yourself this every day. Otherwise, you lose it. The world is so alluring, it'll swallow you up. Money is so alluring, it'll swallow you up. Is money bad? I think it's one of the greatest gifts in the world. It's an energy. Use it well and you can do great things. Use it wrongly and you can end up in a rehab home. Or in a mental home. Many do. So really it's up to you. Our master used to say, a knife is neutral. Use it to kill someone and it's horrific. A surgeon uses it to heal someone and it's beautiful. So in itself, nothing is good or bad. Nothing. It's how we use it. And it's given to us to be used in a really good way. So for those who feel guilty about too much wealth, also because I have those people, and I go, don't feel guilty, you can do lots with it. You know. But what can you do? But what do I do? They ask me. I said, yes, it's nice to give it to my charity or this charity or whichever charity you choose. It's nice. But that's too easy. That's too easy. It needs to come from you. You need to be inspired. So you have to have some quiet time consistently, every day, just to be, just to listen. Why is meditation so hard? Because we're not listening. We're thinking all the time. Dad, tomorrow this is, oh, I should keep quiet. But that. Oh, I'm not meditating. But if we just take a few deep breaths, and listen, feel, observe that energy in your heart. Observe it. It's right there. And you can feel it in your fingertips. It's right here, right now. Spirit is everywhere. And Spirit doesn't judge. Spirit is. It's just longing to give us what we want. I got a message today from abroad, from a lovely yogi, one of the nicest ones I know. Apparently, she doesn't know it. And she wrote to me, she said, Nalanie, I'm so angry with life, I'm so frustrated, I'm had enough, I call God, I'm praying, I do my mantras, and nothing is happening. I'm so angry. And I just wrote back to her, because you're so sad. And she said, I'm depressed, I am lost. That was her last sentence. So of course, you just cut off your connection with God. Anger and God do not go together. I said, you just connect, you cut it off. So she said, what do I do? I said to her, make friends with your anger. You're angry, you get angrier. Why am I so angry? Life. I said, and don't be so focused on your life. Look around you. You're one of the luckiest people I know. You have a family that loves you, but you're so involved in your own pain that you can't see it. You have a beautiful home. You're so involved in your own pain, you can't see it. And what is your pain about? A heartbreak. Get real. I know heartbreaks are really, really horrible, horrible, horrible. But it's not the end of you. You are much more than this. So anyway, she wrote me a few hours later. Lovely WhatsApp. I've taken a few deep breaths and I'm feeling better. Because just reminding, just reminding somebody, who are you? Why are you getting so stuck in this heartbreak? Yes, it's painful. Everything is painful. But get over yourself. You're much bigger than that. You can deal with this. When we get very self-involved in my pain, we kind of lose sight of everything because the pain becomes so real, so horrible, that we feel that's all there is to our life and there's nothing else. And we don't see all the joy that is surrounding us, all the people we can reach out to, all the wonderful things that are just longing to help us. All you have to do, I told her, pick up the phone, call a good friend. That's it. Don't want to ask for help because I don't want people to see I'm so angry. That's ego, pride, arrogance. You've just disconnected. All those things disconnect you from the source. So whenever you feel anger, pain, fear, all these things, connect. How do you connect? If you can't, you're getting angry, go run by the beach or walk by the beach. It's fantastic. Go up to the mountains, go for a retreat, book a really, hotel far away that nobody will find you up in the mountains. Take 2 days off, cry, get angry, and just spend time with yourself. And then look at your anger and say, why are you happening to me? Why am I allowing you to destroy me? Why? I'm much bigger than you. I'm wasting too much time. And reconnect. Take a few deep breaths. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? That's how you reconnect. I'm not forever. We all die. And as we all get older, we see this more and more. I'm getting older now, and so many people around me are getting so sick with cancer and dying. People that I've known for so many years. So many. So what can we do for others that are suffering? The only thing we can offer them is when we have this spiritual knowledge is our strength and our love. And then you really see the irony of life. Even if you have it all, you're still gonna go. What's gonna help you at the end of the day? Your peace, your acceptance. And at the last minute, you can't get it. It doesn't work that way. If you've always been angry, when it happens, oh my God, it's going to be worse. If you think suffering is bad with cancer, it's going to be 10 times worse when you have anger and fear. 10 times worse. But with acceptance, we all have to go one way, one day. Maybe it chose me. With acceptance, there is a lot of peace. There's a lot of peace. But you can only have it if you're consistent in your practice. So practice, practice, practice. Read some spiritual knowledge every day. Today we live in a really interesting time. You just turn on the YouTube, TED Talks. We really have such dynamic speakers in the world, don't we? So many wonderful people. I tell people I have no time to listen. Okay, turn it on. You have computer, turn it on in your kitchen while you're sitting down and doing your work, or while you're ironing, or while you're washing your floors. Listen, 2 things happen. You grow while you're listening, and you're not complaining about mopping the floor or washing the dishes because you're too busy listening. So you're really helping yourself, So please do that. When I have to do housework, I just put on my mantras. I love it because it's like a prayer for me. just because it's so like, Om, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. It's just like so being with that spirit. It's being with that spirit. And I find when we're still and the mind is so still, what happens? Inspiration, ideas. What is the divine plan for me? It will come because you're listening. You're not so busy talking. You're in a state of peace. It comes. How did all these ideas come to the great ones? Morse, the one who, Professor Morse, who invented the Morse code. I think I told you this last time, but I'm not sure where I told this. I speak in so many different places. When he was interviewed by a reporter, and the reporter asked him, he said, how did you invent such a system, of sound and beep, 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 whatever? He said, I didn't. I sat down and I said, I have to find a way for our country to communicate with the soldiers abroad during the war to help save lives. And that was my passion. Being a scientist, I had to find a way. And suddenly, all the ideas came to me. One pointed mind. Are you getting it? Stick to one thing. Once you got the knowledge, stick to it. You believe in the spirit? Stick to it, and now make it grow. Make the vibration in your body grow. When you are negative, the vibration drops right down. Pain, suffering, illness. I can't. Life is impossible. I want to die. I can't believe. I'm depressed. I've got panic attacks. Low vibrational field. Got it? Watch out for this. That means your vibration is low. And if you don't watch out for it, you go into a spiral of suffering that you have created. There's no God punishing you, by the way. This is the gift we have from the divine. We create what we want, our hell or our heaven. And you've created a downward spiral. How scary. Recognize it immediately. Immediately. Start inspiring yourself. Immediately. Don't wait. And if you find it hard, call a good friend that you know will help cheer you up. Will move you to another direction. Won't tell you what to do, but will just listen till you get all the rubbish out. Once you got it out, and if that person just listens to you, you'll say, oh, why did I give it so much energy? Then your vibration will go up. All right? But keep consistent with the practice. Because if you keep consistent and do it every day, spend time on your own every day, be it 15 minutes every day, then your vibration will get stronger and stronger and stronger. Stronger and stronger and stronger. When your vibration gets stronger and stronger and stronger, you start to feel more peace. You may think you're not getting anywhere, but you are. You are. And that's when you get your proof. And that's when you know there is a God, or whatever you want to call it, spirit, joy, consciousness. It really is irrelevant. Then you feel it, I always tell it when I teach a Hatha Yoga class, and I only teach Hatha Yoga 1. I always tell my students, I said, feel that energy within you. And after the class, it's really quite nice, because when you're very quiet, especially when you have a few students who've been doing the same posture again and again for 3 or 4 years, and then, so it's like almost clockwork in the mind. They don't have to think, they don't have to try, they're just going from one posture to another, very little instruction, which is what happened last Tuesday, because we had no new people, and there was only 8 people that have always come for 3 years. So less talking. I'm not going to talk so much because you already know the postures, and I want you to be. And they had such a lovely experience. They could feel their own Kundalini energy, the vibration in their spine. They could feel the warmth on the crown of their head. And they came out and two people said, I've had the most incredible experience today. Just being with the source. And being consistent. 4 years. Ta-da. You work on yourself. You work on yourself. It's not about how good you are or how bad you are. It's all about being in tune and balance with your body, mind, and spirit. You don't need to do more than that. Body, mind, and spirit. You don't have to stand on your head to find peace. Not everybody can. Not everybody can. Doesn't matter. What we're doing with Hatha Yoga is just to get your body supple enough so that you can sit still. That is the goal of Hatha Yoga. Sthira, Sukha, Asana. Steady, comfortable posture. Doesn't say anything else. That is the goal. Because when you have steady, comfortable posture, the body is still. What happens to the mind? It follows. Very difficult to keep the mind quiet. So much easier to keep the body quiet. So when you work through the body, it's much easier for many people. Many people come to yoga and philosophy through Hatha Yoga, through the asanas. Why? Because when they start to do the postures and the asanas, they're spiritual. They awaken. The Kundalini rises. It starts to awaken by itself. And then they say, I want more. And I get so excited when they say that. I know there's more. Because they're awakening their own spiritual power. I want more. Why would you want more if you've never experienced more? Somewhere beyond this body, before you entered it, eons and millions of years that we've inhabited this earth, we had all. We just chose to come back and take a part on this earth, but we got so lost on earth, we didn't make it heaven. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Do you see? We were meant to make this earth a heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Just give us enough that we can live, and forgive us our trespasses. Forgive us if we trespass. We go over somebody else's property. Forgive us as we forgive those who trespass against us. And we will forgive those who do that to us. And lead us not into temptation. Wow, that's the big one. We're constantly led to temptation. Constantly. But deliver us from evil. If you turn evil around, it's live, isn't it? EVILLIVE. Correct? Do you see it? Change the spelling. What is evil? You're not living. So let us live in joy. What disconnects us? Anger, fear, worry, arrogance, greed. These are the things that separates us. Got it? So be consistent. Be consistent. Go home tonight and say, I'm worth it. I'm really L'Oreal. Because I'm worth it. I love that ad. I just love it. My niece does it beautifully. She used to go, Auntie Nell, because I'm worth it. And I still love it. So, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I deserve to live a beautiful life. I only have this one. I deserve it. First thing. I've been very surprised, but since I started this work 30 years ago, I had a really shocking experience because I didn't realize that so many people believe they were not worth it. So many people I have met in this life really believe they are not good enough. I really had quite a shock learning that in my early years. I mean, now I'm quite used to seeing it. I go, oh, a lot of nonsense. I'd been very privileged to have a wonderful father who was so spiritual and a wonderful spiritual master, so beautiful, who made us always understand that we were just souls. I was just a soul. I say we because I'm not really me, you know. I just say we. It's the truth. I'm not really me. I'm not really me. So I made us understand very clearly that we are so much more than what we think we are. And when we put ourselves down and we say we're not good enough as you think, it will become law of attraction. So if you think, I am not good enough, I can't do it, you won't. So consistently say, the divine is with me all the time. The divine is in me, and I am going to live the best I can. I can. I really can do this. I can, because the divine gives me the energy that I think I don't have. And you definitely, I can even prove it to you right now that you have the divine in you. Scientists say everything is consciousness. Everything is consciousness, right? Everything is one consciousness, right? So if you take a deep breath with me right now. The air that is outside goes into your body, correct or not? Now exhale. The air in your body goes outside, correct or not? Now they're both one. The air inside and the air outside became one. So the body is just the instrument that separates, makes individuals. Because if we weren't individuals, there'd be no fun. There'd be nobody to play with. But we got too serious while we got play. I want to win. Even in football today, sports was created so that people could enjoy. And now it's all about jealousy and so much violence. And it's all about money, you know. So sad. It's just, we just overdo everything that's beautiful. And when we overdo everything that's beautiful, we become greedy, we spoil it. We've seen it. We've seen it with countries. We've seen countries destroyed. Again and again, we see this. So we have to really kind of think all these things in our mind. These are the thoughts we should have, higher thoughts. How can we make the world a better place? How can I make my home a better place? For me, it starts there. For me, heaven starts in your home. If you can make your home a heaven, you can make anywhere in the world a heaven. If you can forgive the one who lives by your side, who has hurt you again and again, you can forgive anyone in the world. You really can. And there's such a goodness that one feels. That's why people are attracted. Because you feel the vibration of goodness, because that's what we are. So believe in that. We're all that. And don't fall into the pattern of, I am not good enough. Everybody is smarter than me. No, we're all average. And I tell you, your average is the best place to be. Because if you're the smartest, you'll always worry about failure. And if you're the best, you'll always worry about competing. Best to be average. Best to be average. You're so comfortable with yourself. You love knowledge. Anyway, I love knowledge. And one day I learned But I had this thing. I have to learn. This was earlier on my spiritual practice. I gobbled books, and then one day, but it was so confusing because one book would talk about the chakras this way, and another teacher would talk about it this way. Another one would say this. Another one would say this. And my head was wheeling around in knowledge. And then one day I called my master and said, "I'm so confused. Which is right?" And he just laughed. And he said, "Nalanie, get rid of those books for at least 6 months." Best thing he taught me. And study life. And study life. It's your best book. You have read enough to last you lifetimes. And besides, even if you read every single book, you could never read every single book on earth anyway in one short lifetime, could you? So then I gave up. I gave up my hold. I have to be so smart. Best thing, I became so comfortable. And I realized spiritual knowledge is not what you know. It's how comfortable you are with you. Okay? Consistent. Be comfortable with yourself. If you're comfortable with yourself, you're comfortable with everyone. So start loving who you are and being comfortable. Second thing, be strong. Once you make a commitment, take your time to decide which path you want to go. Take your time, but not too long. Life is quite short. You don't want to spend your entire life studying 1,000 different methods, and by the time you found the way, it's too late. You're going to die. So take a couple of years to find what you want. Once you found it, be consistent, and then stick to it. Once you have made a promise to yourself, I'm going to be consistent and stick to it, that's when all your tests will come. 100% guaranteed. Okay? Many obstacles will come in your way to test how strong is your resolve. It's just the way life is. As you go higher up the spiritual ladder, there is more tests for you. But each time they get easier and easier and easier and easier, till when a shock comes, you go, I'm really sad, but you can deal with it. You're not collapsing. So these obstacles are normal in life. Keep strong. I am divine. I am divine. Anyway, everything is going to end one day. How can I be useful in a difficult position? When you think about somebody else rather than yourself, it's so much better. It's so much easier. Service is a great healer. How can I be useful in a difficult situation? So you've got to be strong, not fearful. Of course, you will feel fear in many different, I spoke about this even just yesterday in Gibraltar when I was speaking there. I said, when my husband died, I never liked to drive, never. And when he died, I had to drive. I didn't want my kids. I had my driving lessons in university on an automatic car, drove a few years in Gibraltar, but then Gibraltar, you didn't need to drive. I lived there for 30 years. I didn't need to drive. Then we moved to Spain. 2 years later, he passed away. I only would drive 5 minutes up the road from my house to Shanti Som in those days. That's all I would do. That's very safe for me. And suddenly, I had to sell the cars because they were all gear shift. But I insisted I'll buy an automatic. Bought an automatic. And I had to drive from Gibraltar to my apartment. At that time, I was in Souvenirs. I cried all the way home. Shaking, crying. I'm going to die. And I laughed. I said, you're a yoga. You've been teaching yoga for so many years. And here you're facing your fear. You're crying. But I'm facing my fear because the divine's in me. I can do it. After I got home, I said, I'm never going to put myself into this fear again. The divine is in me. I can do it. Next day, took the car again and again and again. And I'm driving. Still don't like it too much, but I'm getting better every day. I'm going longer distances. I've done Malaga a few times, Portugal. But nobody lets me drive these days. They all want to drive me. It makes me laugh. The moment I accept it, No, we'll drive you to Portugal. When you get there, you have too much to do. You talk, you see people. We'll drive you. Today I asked Les, should I take the car to Marbella? No, you're going to do the talk. Let me drive you. I go, wow. I accept it and I'm looked after. Do you see? When I was fighting it, there was fear, but when I accept it, so it's not that fear doesn't come into your life. It's just that it's normal. We're human. Conquer it. Be strong. Just because it's difficult doesn't mean it's impossible. Got it? Nothing is impossible. If you have trust, I can do it, I have to do it. And I had to do it because if I didn't do it, my poor daughter, who had a special need, the third child was special need, the 3 girls would have felt so worried about me. And I just really couldn't do that to her. I couldn't do that to her. I go, I can't do that. I can't make her worry about, Mom, how are you going to get to the supermarket? Mom, couldn't. I'd rather die than put her in trouble. So when you're serving somebody else, you want to do it even more. Do you see? That is the wonderful thing about service and sacrifice, It's not sacrifice. It's really quite beautiful because it makes it so easy. When you love somebody, and that's unconditional love. That's why when you have unconditional love, is fantastic. People go, oh, you're such a fool. You should make use of people. Why? I don't need to make use of anyone. I have all the power in me. I ask the divine, use me every day. Use me every day. Otherwise, what's the use of this instrument if it can do no good? What is the use? Yes, you can eat. You go on holiday. I mean, I went on a cruise when I was 60. I took my whole family. We had a great time. But after 10 days of eating and going out every night, I'm so happy to be home. Isn't it true? I mean, how many days can you party? Just exhausting. But when you can serve, love, give, it's so rewarding. I can do this 18 hours a day and I'm not exhausted. Well, sometimes I'm exhausted by a really heavy session. But it's so much easier. Because we were born, all of us, we're born to be like this. So be strong. Know your strength. You say it with me. Every day, in every way, I am getting stronger and stronger. Can you say it? Every day, in every way, I am getting stronger and stronger. Again, every day, in every way, I am getting stronger and stronger. And now close your eyes. Imagine you are standing tall and very still. Very still. Mountain pose. And feel the strength in your body, holding still. Om Shanti, open your eyes. Because it's not only enough to say it, it's to feel it, to visualize it, and then it enters every single vibrational cell in your body. Got it? So if you just do affirmations every day and every single day, I'm getting better, stronger and stronger, and you're not believing it, not going to work. Really not going to work. You got to visualize it. You got to stand up to it. You got to see that everything you fear just crumbles before you. Why was I so scared of it? Why was I so frightened of it? I needn't be so frightened of it. So focus. I am strong. There's nothing to fear. The divine energy is in me. There is nothing to fear. Can you say that with me? The divine energy is with me. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear. I always say, worst comes to worst. One day we all die. That's the worst. But while we're living, let us live. That is spiritual knowledge. To live inspired in spirit. Inspired in spirit. And to live inspired is to be creating. And when you're creating new things, new programs, rather than taking so many and getting so confused, when you get your knowledge, create your own. Create, because that's divine. And if you sit quiet, you will get all the messages. Whatever talent you have, you will use. It doesn't matter where you are or who you are. You know, even just inspired to do a dinner for your friends. That's inspiration. Get up in the morning. I really want to do a dinner for my friends. That's going to be so much fun. And it will be like that. I have to invite 5 people for dinner. I have to do this. I have to do that. Oh, don't bother. There'll be such bad vibes in the food. You don't want to eat it. And it's really different, isn't it? When you have to and when you're inspired to is a big difference. And when you're inspired to do it, there is an energy at that dinner. There is a joy because that inspiration is felt by all your guests. My master used to say, when you cook, always cook with mantras and love. All those vibrations will go to the people that eat your food. Just cook with joy. And I do this with everything, but make it a habit. You see, became consistent. Every time I stirred a cup of tea in the early days, my mantra, Om Namah Shivaya, from the very beginning, when I started 30 odd years ago, I just did it again and again and again and again and again and again till it did me. Every time I make Les a cup of tea, the first spoon I turn is Om Namah Shivaya. And it goes on in my head automatically. I don't even have to think it. Normally he makes it for me, coffee. He makes the best. So yeah. So this is what keeps you, like, then the house has got such nice energy. The house is full of love already just the moment you start. And anybody who drinks that love is going to be filled with love and joy because we are energy. You all know this already. We are energy. We are more energy than we are our words. That's why our thoughts are really important. You can say the nicest words, but if your thoughts are troubled, people can feel that vibration. So be strong. Stick to what you believe in. Once you've made up your mind, stick to it. You're silly. What, all this spiritual business? Yeah, people used to tell me that. So I'm crazy. Nalanie, the yoga center will never work when you work on when you work on donations. Never work. You cannot keep it alive. Still alive. And it's such a great feeling. It's such a great feeling. And I don't know how many people told me I was a fool. So many. So when you have an idea and you're inspired, whatever it is, and somebody tells you you're a fool, be strong, don't listen. Please don't listen. Don't listen. But the idea has to be inspired. It has to be joyful. It has to be in harmony with the spiritual laws. It can't be hurting and causing pain purposely to anyone. You got it? So if it's a business idea that you feel really inspired to do, it's fantastic. Do it. Is business wrong? No. But you're inspired. That business will become holy. You will become an example to other people how to run their business. And you did give a percentage to those you help. Great. We need business people in the world. Do you see what I'm saying? Then you can help those people in poor countries to have their own little factories. How many people can you help with a business? Do you see? Make sure they have good lives, become self-sufficient, give them back their self-respect. So much we can do. It's quite exciting life, isn't it? And you don't give up. It is, isn't it? It's so exciting. But you will have obstacles, guaranteed, all right? Be strong. It will not go smoothly, but you've got to stay strong, okay? Because the divine is you. Every time you have an obstacle, say, I'm being tested, that's all, okay? Feel it. Follow your dream. Don't let anybody stop it. They will. Sometimes I've seen, some of my students got really good ideas, and when I'm not around, some other people say, oh no, you're not capable of doing it. I get so angry with them. I say, haven't you learned anything from me? You are capable of doing it. I know you can do it. Why do you have to listen? This is your test. It's not that they want to hurt you. Sometimes people are a little jealous, right? It's not their fault. They've been sent to be jealous to test you. It's true. It's true. So be strong. And finally, be patient. Patient with yourself, patient with life, patient with people. Just be patient. You know, Sri Patanjali in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and many of you who took the course with me will remember this. Practice becomes firmly grounded when well attended to for a long time without a break and with all your heart. Patanjali is one of the greatest scientists in the world on mind and thought and spirit. And you just got to be patient. It takes time. To be good at any skill takes time. The longer you do it, the better you are at it. Isn't it true? The more you do it, the better you are at it. That's why if I ever have to see a doctor or a dentist, I prefer somebody who's slightly older. It's true. Because they're more experienced and also smart. They're not old ways. They're willing to learn at new things that are coming up because they will be good. Their hands will be good. Because they have so much experience, and experience makes you good. They've seen so many thousands of mouths, right? They'll have so many different types of ideas on how you can get better. So look for that. Look for that. Now I want somebody who's very young, very good, but they don't have the experience of time. So be patient. The more time you've done something, the better you are at it. But you have to know that. Again, self-esteem, self-esteem, self-esteem. The divine is with me. And then with confidence do it. With confidence. But be patient with you. While you're growing in the spiritual life, you will fall. We all fall. Sri Patanjali tells us these are the obstacles in your path. Disease, dullness, doubt, false sensuality, carelessness, laziness, failure to reach firm ground, and falling from ground gained is part of the journey. Know these to be your obstacles, and when they happen, quickly find the solution. And what is the solution, he tells us? He says the solution is stick to one thing. Stick to one practice. And they say, what is that? Concentration on a single idea or object. Concentration on a single idea or object. So choose something to inspire you, focus on it, and there is your cure. And there is your cure. It's right there, so simply. And while you are doing that, know how to treat the world. Be with happy people. Be friendly with people who are happy. And compassion for those who are unhappy. Have compassion for people who are suffering. Say, oh, they're complaining again. No. Oh, come on, get better, get better. No. Just compassion. Delight in the virtuous. Be happy that there's such good people in the world. We're always saying the world's so bad, so bad, so bad. So negative. Look at everybody in this room, so good. I live around such good people all the time. I don't know where so bad is. There's just a few people out there that are so bad. But for me, 99% of the world is so good. So, change the mindset. Change the mindset. Because as you think, you become. If you think the world is so bad, you will meet the worst people. It will cause you pain. And fourth, Sri Patanjali tells us, disregard the wicked. What does that mean? If there are people in your life that are not nice, Just don't be around them. Don't be around them. Just stay away. Disregard. Not positive energy, not negative energy, no energy. Zero. Don't give it any attention. The moment you do, you get caught in a trap. Even if you try to help them, they might hurt you. Who do you think you are? So stay away. Walk away. See how intelligent this psychology is. Why? The goal of spiritual practice is to maintain your peace and balance. To be in harmony with your spirit. To be in harmony with yourself. To like your own company. To be able to sit down and say, I'm just so happy to. You know, for me, those moments are so special, so delicious, just to sit and look and be nothing to do, nothing to think. It's just like you just feel like you're in heaven. And I think we were all born to feel this way. I really believe we're all born to feel this way. Just to sit with some friends and have, you know, you don't even have to be talking about spiritual things, but just to be in that vibration of total be yourself, and you know you are loved unconditionally. It's such a high vibration. Not to judge anyone or to be judged by anyone. Not to worry what people think of you or to think things of anybody, but just to be in the presence of another human soul, a friend, a spirit, just to be in the presence. It's such a beautiful thing. And you learn so much about a person, so many good things when you're not judging them with your mind. So many good things. Because really, all of us are divine. All of us are. Just forgot. We just forgot. We just forgot. Just remember. That's the spiritual journey. Remember. Have peace. Be patient with yourself. So many young people today, they have no patience. They're so frustrated. Oh, this is not working. It's not working. Be patient. Sit down, smile. How long did it take you to learn this dance? So just be patient with yourself. Just because you don't get it the first time, doesn't mean you won't get it. Take time. Get really good. There's a story that was told to me a long time ago by Swami Swarupananda when he visited Gibraltar many years ago. A Swami is a monk. And he was saying, it was his teacher in the school, and he had all these students. And he said, I really want you to know the power of numbers. A whole life is made up by numbers. So I want you to learn. So today, no, they were 4 or 5 years old. Yeah, that's right. No, I've forgotten. It just came back. I haven't told this story for years. So he said, I want you all to learn to write number 1 properly. So all the kids started to write number 1. The next day he said, okay, now I want you to know the power of number 2. 1, 2, 2. So write 2. But there was one boy in the class wouldn't go to 2. And he said, I told you to write 2. 1. Third day, he said, I want you to write number 3. Again, everybody else does 3. But this boy keeps going to 1. Now, it happened for 5 days. And then the professor got a bit angry. He said, you're not a silly boy. Why aren't you listening to me? He said, Master, I am. You told me to learn about the power of numbers. So I wanted to learn about number 1. I hadn't learned the power, but look, now I have. So he took he said, may I show you? He took the teacher's chalk and wrote number 1, really like this, and the board split. Because he focused and focused. Because he literally, autistic people do that. They listen and people will Asperger's. They just listen. If they take it literally, if you say you have to know the power of it, they will take it as you say it. So he, no power the first day, so he kept doing it and 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 doing it. Ooh, you see if you do that for 1 week, what kind of power you will develop. So you see, strength is built through time, consistency, strength, and patience. All right? So don't lose patience with yourself. Be strong. Take your time. Take your time. Master Chinmayananda, I just love this. He used to say, make haste slowly. So you're doing things, but with a peace in it. And keep asking yourself, totally, why am I doing what I'm doing? Does it give me peace? What is my final goal at the end of it all? What is my final goal? What do I want from this life? Keep questioning yourself. And you'll get all the answers, because all the answers are inside of you. The prana you breathe out, becomes one. So anything you need to know will be given to you. But if you are so busy every day thinking what you have to do next, you have no time to listen. Listen more. Listen. Ideas will come. Be at peace more. You will be inspired. Trust yourself more because you are divine. Whatever you don't like in yourself, don't fight with it. Don't fight with it. Just put beautiful things in. Add beautiful thoughts. Think of all the good things you like in yourself. If you build up your good qualities, the bad qualities will have no space. If you fight with your bad qualities, I don't like this about me, it will stay. It will stay. So don't, just let it go, let it go, let it go. But build up your strengths, build up your strengths. Okay? Remember, the more you resist, the more it persists. Let it go and the answers will come. And there's always something better. And I believe even after death, it's better. So you can never go wrong. You can never go wrong. With that attitude, you can never go wrong in life. At least the world may call you mad, but you will have peace. Who cares, right? Who cares? Ultimately, who can live in your body but you? Who can love life but you in your own self? Nobody can really do it for you. So be you as much as you can. Remember, you're an original. Be you beautifully.